To be honest, the whole record sort of has this overarching thread that connects it, and it's very visual to me. You know, it makes me think of night driving through cities, and that's kind of where it takes me. And so I think we sort of like tried to dress the whole album up to give you that feel.
So was it written at nighttime as well?
A lot of it, not all of it.
Because I can imagine certain moods or that can influence what comes out.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of late night studio sessions that you were doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the lyrics of the title track, are they very personal? Are they autobiographical?
Yeah, and they do come from a personal place, sort of about young love lost, and the fact that sometimes you take for granted the things that are good for you when you are young and foolish and don't realize that what you have is great. And yeah, so it's kind of that set the tone for the whole album.
So what is one thing you miss about not being famous, and or kind of before you, if there is anything?
I don't know. Maybe I don't really know because we've never really known anything else, you know.
So do you get used to kind of this life and
I don't think you get used to that side of things. You know, I don't think you ever get used to people recognizing you and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's all we've ever known since high school.
Right.
So, you know, we transitioned from going to high school, we graduated, and then we were in a van on tour. And so, yeah, this is kind of our lives. This is what we've always known. And even though it's grown, it's always been gradual, and it's always felt very natural to us. So I think it's just kind of part of who we are.
Okay. And you mentioned that you didn't kind of tell anybody that you were making this album. So when in the process do you think, well, maybe now we have enough, this could be an album?
Basically towards the end, the record felt like we weren't going to say anything until we felt like we had an album. That was the biggest thing.
We weren't going to say anything until we had music to release. It was really important to us to not really beat around the bush and lead people on and just kind of come out with it and just have it.
We just wanted to set the tone and then get to work.
And for you, Alex, what kind of what song was the most personal for you?
I think "Dirty Laundry" is up there.
Okay.
And you know, "Nightmares" I think is another very revealing song on the record that is sort of, you know, going back to childhood fears and staring your ghosts in the face and acknowledging them, which is always tough for anybody. So.
In this sense, because it's quite nostalgic, was it confrontational in a way?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a lot of reflecting done. It was great. It was helpful. But at the same time, you know, I think a lot of it was done under the premise of this character. So a lot of it was written to kind of serve this loose narrative that we established on the record.
So I suppose concept record is going too far, but would you like people to think of it?
It's definitely a continuous body of work for sure.
Right.
It's not just a bunch of songs thrown together randomly.
Right.
There's a lot of connective tissue on this one.
And about this reflectiveness, I think it might have been the bio, might have been something else. But you said you asked the question, who am I? From the other side of the mirror, you kind of took that perspective. So have you found an answer?
Yes and no. I mean, I think that's a question you continuously have to ask yourself as you live. But you know, I think it was, as far as where I'm at now in my life, yes. I think it helped me kind of come to terms with a lot of things that have been going on in my life in more recent years, and yeah, it's made me very comfortable with where I am now.
Can you give me an example, or is it just the music, or being in the music business?
I think it's really just baried in the lyrics and in the story. It's kind of just about start being young and foolish and making mistakes and kind of digging your own grave a little bit and then having to climb out.
And realizing that in the end it's all good anyways. You know,
That's part of being human.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Jack, for you then, was there maybe a track that you connected to particularly?
There's a few. Dirty Laundry, of course, is a song that I think, you know, everyone has struggled with, you know, anyone who's been in a relationship. I'd say Dirty Laundry. I think that's probably that was probably the most personal song on the album.
Okay. And so for both of you, it's Dirty Laundry is right at the top. So when in the process was this song did that?
Dirty Laundry kind of came in the middle.
Yeah, it was like,
I would say we had a bunch of songs written already, and then I took a trip out to Palm Springs and worked out in the desert for like a week and wrote a bunch more songs, and that was one that kind of helped set the tone for the next phase of the songs on the record.
Yeah, I just remember like the thing when Alex sent me Dirty Laundry. I just remember the lyrics like really standing out to me and being like, I just remember being like, those are really crazy lyrics. You know, those are really gnarly, deep lyrics. And I really like them. So that was an important moment for the album, and we're like, well, this song has to be on it. You know.
But and obviously you've been playing music together for a long time. So and you experience the same things in a way. So can you still surprise each other?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're always trying to push with how far we can go with our music and lyrics and content. So I think, yeah. I mean, there's definitely times when I'll send Jack something, and Jack's like, I always bounce everything off of Jack. He's sort of my filter, I guess, because it's easy to throw a bunch of shit out there, and some of it's good and some of it's not, and so it's, you know, it's good to have people that you can collaborate with that directly and be honest about it and not get like butthurt if he's like, no, I hate that.
Yeah, I'm definitely honest with
yeah, but it's good. It's really good to have that, because it's, you know, who knows. Sometimes I'll fight for something that I then have to realize that, okay, it actually wasn't that good. So yeah.
Very last question. You mentioned that Future Hearts was kind of. You were at a point where you thought you couldn't get any bigger, and you did. So where's the ambition now? Is it still growing?
I think the thing with Future Hearts is it kind of like blew the roof off of blew the ceiling off of whatever our band could be. Yeah. And so you know, I feel like, you know, you get to a point where we were getting older and you just didn't know what was going to happen next, and Future Hearts, like I said, just kind of like blew the ceiling off, and this next album is a space shuttle, and hopefully it takes off.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, man.
Cool.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thanks so much, guys.